Hello and welcome to IELTS Speaking Tips by myielts.org. Today we're going to look at one particular topic that could come up in part 1 of the IELTS speaking interview. It's about where you live. There are different variations of this question. The questions could be about your hometown or the area where you're living now, or specifically the house or apartment that you're living in. Let's look at some example questions and answers for questions concerning your hometown. Tell me about your hometown. I come from Kyoto, but I've been living in Toronto for 3 years. Notice the answer is I come from rather than I came from. I came from is only when speaking about a particular date when you arrived. When it's a fact, you use the simple present tense. Therefore, I come from Kyoto, but I've been living in Toronto for 3 years. What is the best part of your hometown? That has to be the harbor. You have to see it to believe it. It's simply amazing. Here's an example of an idiomatic expression or a phrase. You have to see it to believe it. Let's look at some questions about the neighborhood. What is the area like where you're living now? Well, I live downtown, so as you know, it's quite busy. There's always something going on. There are a couple phrases here that are interesting. This part here where it says, so as you know, is an attempt to build a relationship with the examiner. You're talking about a specific area that he might be familiar with. There is something always going on means it's a busy place and there is plenty to do. How is the public transit where you live? Pretty good, actually. I'm only a 5-minute walk from the train station. This is a better phrase than just saying good. Pretty good, actually. Notice that it's a 5-minute walk with no S. The 5-minute is acting as an adjective for walk. Therefore, it's I'm only a 5-minute walk from the train station. Let's look at some questions about your house or apartment. Do you live in a house or a flat? I live in a tiny 1-bedroom apartment. Which is your favorite room? I guess it's a kitchen. Why? Well, it's where I can find the food, of course. In the speaking interview, if you give a short answer, so for example, I guess it's a kitchen, you can expect a follow-up question of why. This is fine, but you don't want your examiner to ask why for every question. Let's review some of the tips. So in part 1, it's important to concentrate on speaking clearly, but also at a natural pace. That is, not too fast and not too slow. Don't worry too much about grammar yet. And certainly don't pause or hesitate too long to think about the correct grammatical structure. It's better to speak fluently, even if there are some minor mistakes. Imagine that you aren't in a test, but you're actually meeting a friend over coffee. This might make you sound more natural. The questions in this part of the test are quite easy, so you should relax and try to enjoy it. I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking for more tips on the IELTS exam, please visit the website www.myielts.org.